Hello, so today's I am going to make a video on my update because last time I told you that I have a pretty much anxiety for starting a new job, and like it just like crashes the shit out of me, and like now I pretty much figure it out, not entirely but at least maybe like a half or a little piece of it. And I'm gonna tell you what's something that I figured out. So in the previous feelings, I've been lying to myself, like I've been trying to like be okay, to know like I won't. I don't know, I just feel like I'm lying to myself that I love this job and that I wanted this role, and how things are just doing exactly what I wanted, even though that I know deep down that's exactly not true. Like I have some expectation in my mind that is not exactly what happened in real life. So I've been feeling a little bit disappointed, but I've been trying to be positive all the damn time. I forget to actually need to let that out, the emotion out, instead of just building in my chest. So what I'm trying to say is that I think being very honest with yourself, it's necessary thing to do, because I mean, why would you lie? I mean, here's the thing. There's gonna be the day that it doesn't went perfectly and you're gonna hate it, and instead of be trying to be positive all the damn time, I think you need to be a little bit negative about it, and it's fine because you're being honest with yourself. And then so you name it, and then so that's what happened. It's easier for you to let that go, but instead of you just buried that in your chest and never talk about it, it will sit there forever until you brought that up, until you ready to throw that away, and so I feel like I've realizing that I've been lying to myself all this damn time, thinking that I'm alright, thinking that I think I've been trying to make my life wonderful, but why doesn't it become wonderful, And so I realized I'm not done. I'm not let that emotions go. In the first place, I'm not trying to let that negative thought go. And instead I'm just pushing it down, never actually throw that away and let that sit even longer, for example, I will like, yeah, I'm not gonna like be specific, but like literally brutally honest with myself has been helping me to go through the storm, So the second is when something pisses you off, when something are just like, I don't know, heavy in your chest, my thought is gonna be analyzing what is something that going wrong, what is this society try to build me. For example, when you're a woman, and then somehow you're working this around men, it's just like a metaphor, guys, it's not real, sorry. I mean, if you're a woman and then you're working around man, and then you feel like every time you work it's just that hard and difficult, and I don't know, it's just something bothering you in your chest and you sad all the damn time. Maybe it's a time when you need to question the whole context of it, the whole society around you, and what is affecting you to feel certain way, like, for example, I don't know, maybe being objectified, or like maybe in the environment they build to be this fear based, or maybe I don't know, they're too judgmental. You need to analyze that shit so that next time people done the same like that again, you will thought like, oh my god, it's fake, it's not real, it's not reality, it's just what they make it looks like reality, if you know what I mean. It's like a social construct, What do you mean? Like, for example, it's just like a stereotype. For example, if you're alright, so if you're about to leave your job, usually if I'm talking in Indonesia, about to leave your job, and then they often like give the coworkers food, last thing to give, all this thing, like whether it's a food, whether it's a things, everything, And so that is a social contract. There is no written rules that we need to like give these people or like feed these people because we're living, you know. It's a social contract, but sometimes if people didn't realize it, they will, I don't know, make that as a burden. Like, oh my god, I don't have enough money to actually feed all of these people in like one building, and I need still to do it, and it's pressured me. And then that's when you know you need to analyze the environment that built you. There is no mandatory rule for us to feed these people, so it's actually okay if you're not doing that. So if you know that already, if you analyze and you can see the society that construct us to be, you know it's not real, you know that rule is not real, it's not written in some paper or something, you know. And so maybe if that is pressured about you, next time you will be like, all right, I'm not gonna give these people food, and I'm not gonna feel bad about that, and I'm gonna say thanks and sorry, and that's gonna be my goodbye. There's no feeding these people, you know, like this. That's like part of the example. And now I figure it out. I try to analyze. Even I'm not like constantly analyzing or like all this thing. It's just that I don't know, for me, understanding it's always like the solution sometimes, you know, when, especially when it comes to feelings, when you're angry, when you're sad, and when you feel like you're pressured. It is very understand, you know, why are you sad, why these people making you sad, what are the words that triggered you, what is something that makes you angry. And then to understand all of that, it's gonna be the solutions, you know. And I think if people more understand people more, I don't know if that makes sense, people are gonna be a little bit kinder, you know, because you'll understand, you know, like how hard it is, and you appreciate that. At least if you cannot like, oh yeah, I understand it, but it just it's still their fault, it's not their excuse. I can understand, but that's not your excuse. Valid, but what I'm trying to say here is like, at least you're becoming more gentle, you're becoming more calm, you became more like, understanding doesn't mean like you forgive people's mistake all the damn time. It's that you can be, the reward of it, it's not for that people you understand it for, but also for yourself. You understand people mistakes, like for example, oh my god, he treated me really badly, and then I analyze him on why he's doing that. But sometimes there's a moment where you don't need to like analyze it, if like that's literally out of your, oh my god, you know, if you know what I mean. But some case when it's really, I don't know, shape you, or like whatever, it's just certain context. I'm trying to say is that if somebody treat you unwell, like probably it's your closest friend, you know, and it matter most to you, and you try to analyze them, and then you kind of understand their situations. It doesn't mean that you forgive what they did, it's just so you can utilize the understanding to be gentle to yourself, to be like not angry all the damn time, not like, oh my god, fuck him. Yeah, I mean, fuck him. It's just that, I mean, you gotta stop thinking like, what did I do wrong for you to behave like that? What do I need to fix? You know, in order for you to stop thinking like that, I think understanding it's like the solutions of it, and it's not for anybody's excuse to do whatever the fuck they do. It is for us. It's for us to be gentle to ourselves. And so by understanding that, maybe eventually we can be a little bit gentle to others, you know, instead of just blaming all the damn time. You can understand, and you can know where it come from. And again, it's not an excuse for them to do all of this shit thing to you, but when you understand it, it will be more valuable. I mean, it will be more, I don't know, advantageous for you yourself. You're gonna be more like accepting, at least for you, not for them. All right. yeah, it's like appear to a lot of context, and if you know what I mean, I think that helps me a lot to understand the whole concept of the works, and the whole concept of pretty much everything. So next time I've got that, I was like, bitch, shut up, you know what I mean? Because it's necessary, let me tell you, it's necessary to actually know what's real and what's not, in order for you to not get brainwashed. Because people always have this I don't know, like defense. Oh, we always done this way, you know. We've told to fear this shit. Now you need to fear this shit too. This is how I treated back in the day. You need to do that, you know. Like never-ending cycle of bad habit that they didn't know it's not normal. So that's need to be analyzed, need to be understand on why you think this is normal. This is for me not normal, and you need to open your eyes. There's so much bigger space on earth. There's gonna be somewhere in this earth that's not gonna treat you like that, you know. If you only knew, and if you only willing to see the world, you know. And that's not what people do there. Just because they always done this way in this place doesn't mean you need to repeat the cycle and put it to another person. You can just break the cycle, you know. And a lot of people seems not to get that kind of concept. They kind of like putting in, you know, like calm down, you know. So these ones also help me. Thank you. That's my philosophical thought of today. I love y'all. Goodbye.